kind of like that intro. Hold on. I kind of like that music. It's kind of fun, right? For a Friday night.
Not bad.
Feel good.
I like
Feel
it.
good music.
It's appropriate.
It's appropriate. And you know what? I'm very happy tonight, guys. I'm very happy. Super excited because I am officially on vacation. Just 1 week.
That'll do
Yeah. Hey, listen. Any time off is a good time. You just need some time to recharge your batteries, your energies. Drink a little bit because I'm looking forward for some drinks. You know what I mean. And surviving the crisis, the global crisis we encounter today. If you're working in the finance or in the world generally, you probably faced a lot of issues today. Thanks God, we survived, so that's good. And as you can see, guys, we have my beautiful panel. We have Flavio from Flavio's House of Collectibles in the house. How you doing, sir?
Thank you. Very good. And it's good to be here. Just like you said, it's Friday, and we are here to talk about some very great, exciting news. So very happy to be here.
Dude, I'm very excited because we're gonna touch a topic that I haven't touched a topic like this in a long time, and I kind of like this, secrecy, this leaked information per se. So some news I want to share with you guys later, of course. So stay tuned for that. And of course, we have Desi from Metamorphic Customs in the house. How you doing, puppy?
It is Friday night, and there's nothing better to do on a Friday night than to talk about leaky faucets. Best topics.
Yeah,
hands down.
Yes.
Let's get it done. Let's talk about this.
Should we fix the leak? Hell no.
No, absolutely not. Make it worse.
Leave it. Make it worse. Let it rain, sir.
Yeah,
Let it rain.
exactly.
Let it rain. Dude, I don't even know. Like, I saw that. I'm pretty much sure that you guys saw the list already, and out of few figures that were on the list, one is already out. So that could be a good sign for what's coming next, right? But then I have some. We're gonna play with the speculation tonight because there are a couple of figures that we don't know exactly what it means or what it could be, but we will discuss it tonight. So it's gonna be an interesting show. Grab your drinks, get ready, because let me tell you, this is gonna be a wild show. So this is how we start between collectors. You know what? I'm very proud of myself because we started exactly at 9 p.m. Exactly, and nothing like, no Peruvian time. Oh, we gotta start at 9, but it's 10 o'clock. No. 9 o'clock.
Quality is key.
Dude, I'm telling you, perfection. Even with a little intro of 20 seconds extra, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
No Peruvian, no Cuban time.
No Peruvian.
Cuban
time. Oh shit, you're gonna start at 9. I'm gonna start at 9, man.
No. So you mean 10:30, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll be back in a little bit. What? A little bit? 4 hours later. What the hell? No. We start on time. We gonna. Hey, listen, we're Americans now. We're gonna start on time.
Of course. One in Rome, America.
I know. It's gonna be a fun show. I'm gonna say hi to the people on the chat. Of course, we have Alex Lim in the house. Do you think they will make a lot of Marvel figures since they said they expect announcements for Ultimate Marvel Summer 2024 collection soon after they announced the life-size statues for Deadpool? I don't know. I mean, with Hatos, you never know. I do think that this Deadpool and Wolverine movie that is releasing next week, and I'm gonna go open the weekend because I have to watch the movie. Like, I'm telling you, I think that movie is gonna help Marvel to be back on track, and expect a lot of things from that movie for sure. Kick in the house. That's right. How you doing, sir? Welcome. The collector number 1. What's up? Hope everyone's doing great. Let's see what SDCC reveals next. Yeah, we're gonna stay tuned for that because it's gonna be a lot of fun stuff happening. We have Charles Rubble in the house. Good evening, everyone. How you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for stopping by. Guys, if you just first time joining, please hit the like button. Let's make the algorithm help us and attract more people. We need people back to the show. We used to have a lot of people. I know I stopped. Now I'm back. I'm back. And before we start with the first topic, I want to say happy birthday to my friend's Easy Company Collectibles wife because today is her birthday. So if Easy, if you're watching, and wife, if you're watching, happy birthday to you, and hope you guys enjoy your night.
Happy birthday.
We are going to
Cheers.
start. Cheers. We're going to start with what? Deadpool. We had this figure announced this week, and I did a buyer pass for this figure. Hope you guys watch it. If you haven't, please do so. So I'm going to start with Desi. Desi, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know, what do you think about this release? Does this give you what you wanted to see? Met your expectations, or do you think there's still more room for perhaps a Wade's Hesculp?
That's the only thing that I see missing. I'm not sure if it's a licensing thing. From a figure perspective, right? Like, I think it looks better than I expected because it looks, and we mentioned this last week, right? It looks like they're using a different fabric. I could be wrong, but it looks like the folds are a little thinner, right? They're not as chunky.
Yes.
It looks like they're using like a different fabric, and that is why I'm saying I think it looks much better than the previous Deadpools. Not that those were bad, but this one's much better. Like, this one I might actually pick up. I did want a Deadpool. I don't have any. I might pick this up. The only thing that I'm kind of on the fence about is like, why is there no head sculpt? That's it's got to be a licensing thing. It's got to be, right?
Or no.
I don't know. Definitely picking up Wolverine, but that's awesome too. You got to have the,
It's funny you mentioned that because when I did the Buyer Pass video, I actually said it. It looks to me that the suit is a bit thinner. Like,
yeah.
I'm not. I mean, if you guys had Wolverine, Deadpool, you know that the suit was good to pose, but it was thicker, right? This one doesn't look like that. This one looks like you can actually do more. Again, let's see what they have to offer when this figure is released.
Agreed.
But
look at that.
It's crazy. I mean, I think these are the same expressions, right? For the previous releases, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think probably. I didn't have the original ones, and this is pretty simple. This is like a no-brainer, right? It's just a couple of eyes, one paint app maybe, which is the white or the black, whatever it is. It couldn't get easier, right? Why not?
Yeah, that's true. And before I go with Flavio, I want to say hi to a couple people that just showed up here. Chris Santos in the house. What's up, Dante? I'm assuming. Great panel tonight. Thank you very much, my friend. The movie Canon in the house. Good evening, collectors. How are you, my friend? Thank you very much for stopping by. Ash Chase in the house. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a long time, my friend. Welcome. What's up, plastic crackheads? How you doing, sir? Chris Santos says, can't wait to have both of these in my collection. And I do agree. I think this is a very, very good announcement. So, Flavio, what are your thoughts on this Deadpool release? Are you happy with everything that this figure is coming with? And also, same as Desi, do you think they're actually going to do a Wade's Hesculp?
Yes, so I am very happy with this. Just like Desi said, I never got to pick up the original ones, and it was one of those figures that I kind of wanted to go backwards to pick up for the longest time, and I just never did, just because I knew that the movie was in the works at the time, and I already knew that they were going to possibly do another, figure in the future, and here it is. I mean, it looks great. It looks amazing. It actually finally happened. I thought there were so many days that I was like, okay, today's going to be the day. Today's going to be the day. And then it just randomly, announced. So I'm very happy. I love the solicitation photos. They look great. I I think they did a great job. You know, the suit looks very, very good. It looks very, you know, accurate to the source material that we know of as of right now. You know, the movie hasn't even really released all the way, so we'll be able to tell that later on when we have the figure in hand and after we see the movie. But I think this is everything that you would want in a Deadpool figure. And there is more to come, and I think it will happen. But the suit itself, I know the original version, a lot of people talked about it being a flaky mess. There were issues with all the past releases. This one, I don't remember the text now from what Hot Toys has said, but it almost seems like there's enough space and enough give within the suit for it to not, you know, cause any issues. I love, you know, the fact that we're seeing double joining joints being, you know, implemented here with the photos too. So that's very awesome. But it looks kind of like a hybrid of a Spider-Man kind of suit and you know, what a Deadpool suit would actually be like. So I really like that. I love the gold accents. I love the accessories that you get. You know what I mean? This guy gets the katanas. You get the Desert Eagles there, and I love the fact that was my favorite part of the trailer, that they had the actual detail on the Desert Eagles, where you have the smile, wait for the flash on the barrel on the front. They actually had that. You got the Deadpool logos on the bottom of the magazines. Great, I love it. I do think that the Wade Wilson head sculpt is going to come. I think that's one of the boxes that are, you know, grayed out right now. But I don't know what the purpose of that is, because we've already seen it from the Super Bowl trailer when it first announced that he answered the door in, you know, and he was a part of him when he was when he answered the door, when he was in the restaurant with Wolverine. He was in the suit, but he didn't have the mask on. So I think it's inevitable. I think it has to happen. I think that is what's going to drive and push the sales of a third Deadpool figure. I think that's what they know, that kind of is what's teetering for previous collectors that have the original versions to want to upgrade to the new one as well, and also to attract new collectors that don't have a Deadpool. So I think it's inevitable. I think it's going to happen. I just don't understand what the wait is for. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, why they're waiting until the 26th, the week of that movie. It's a possibility that, and I always keep joking about that, saying that we're going to get an artisan wig with it, like when he had.
You never know, man. With Hot Toys, you'll never know. But I one thing for sure, we're gonna see a lot of Deadpools happening. It's not gonna be the only one, for sure. And I can bet a lot of money to that. And you know, going back to the suit, I mean, if you look at the picture here, look at this. It looks like, I don't know, like a hybrid, like.
It does, and it kind of looks, I don't know if it's pleathery on the side, on the black part, but that kind of sheen that it has kind of almost makes it look like it's a different material than the red. But I don't think there's going to be an issue here in this point in time with maybe like subtle flaking. If there's an issue, it's going to be like years down the road, or depending on the climate. But I don't think that we're going to have actual material that's coming right out of the box that's going to be an issue. I don't see Hot Toys at this point in the game, you know, being that kind of oblivious to the releases. But I do love the fact that you zoomed in on the figure itself. That's the only gripe, and that's a personal gripe that I have for myself. I love the accessories that they added, but the push blades that are on his chest, Hot Toys is so like used to making very fine small accessories, so I don't know why they just made it a part of the suit rather than you being able to take those out, because those two pieces on
this,
those are push blades that he actually uses in the trailer. And I kind of wish that they would have just fully implemented every kind of thing that he had in his arsenal. Again, that's a personal gripe, you know what I mean? They're giving
that's true. That's
they're
absolutely
giving.
That's
true.
a
I hate
good
when they
point.
do
That's a
that.
good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because they did the work to sculpt it into the suit and make it into the fabric, but I kind of wish that you would have been able to just even take those out, even if there wasn't any detail on the blade, but the fact that you could actually remove it, like that would be, something that I would have liked to see. But, small accessory, maybe they just didn't think it was worth it. But again, gold accents look great. I think, the eye expressions look awesome too. I love that they're giving you, a lot of variations from being, serious, kind of like squinting his eyes, because he does a lot of that. That's how
Mhm.
Deadpool expresses himself with the mask on. So I really like that they're doing that. But I think anybody that is good getting these figures, they're really not going to be upset in any way. So just very excited, and I can't wait to see what the rest of this line has in store.
Could this be a hint that they're gonna have another head sculpt? Because look at this. This is like two pieces.
Is it?
Doesn't look like two pieces. It looks to
I
me.
don't know. I mean, at the neck.
I thought
And
it was
this
a
is
fully
the actual-
sculpted neck. I could be wrong,
I don't
but
know about this. I don't know about this picture. I mean, what do you guys think on the chat? I mean, looks to me that there's two pieces here. I could be wrong, but let me see if I have another better.
It's got look.
shot.
It's right next to the face, like that missing square. So I figure it's got to be the head sculpt, and the only
Yeah.
reason they haven't shown it, right? This is my guess, speculation, is a licensing issue, and maybe the licensing issue is very specific, where they think, hey, if this doesn't get approved, like we're not gonna have a chance to fix it. We're just gonna have to teeter away from offering a head sculpt at all, and
I
then
don't
we'll put something else in there.
I don't even think it's that, Desi, because clearly in the movie, there's a lot of FaceTime for Ryan Reynolds without the mask. And I feel like Marvel, knowing that this is their chance to make the hit, I don't think that, there's a licensing issue within them. You know what I mean? And
With Ryan Reynolds.
well, he's already approved for other figures, in the past. So I think it's kind of
maybe.
a one-shot thing. You could be right. I'm not sure. but
No, I could be wrong. Yeah, I have no idea.
I honestly think that I think it's just kind of like a bait and switch kind of thing. I think the purpose of it is just to entice people more. I think,
I agree with that.
I think if they would have showed you everything all at once, almost everybody in the community here is gonna pick up this figure. But there's a select few of people that aren't going to pick it up because we already have the Deadpool figure from the previous movie. The only way that I'll upgrade is if they do the head sculpt. I think the only reason they're really doing that is to build the hype. You got these guys that are going all around the world right now for, publicity and stuff and trying to build it up. I just think it's kind of a waiting game, and I think the reason they did that is because they know it's an automatic hit, and there's other announcements on the sideline here that we're getting left and right, and they kind of got to feed us something else until the movie actually drops. It could be a licensing issue on the fact of like a contingency that we have to wait until the movie actually drops to show this kind of merchandise, but I think it's automatically going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Clinton Martin in the chat might be right as well. It could just be Ryan Reynolds, right? And that's a spoiler. Like Ryan Reynolds, like without makeup, right? And that's a spoiler to the movie, so that's why it's not here.
Could be. But I think that could be also along the lines of where Dante is going with there's more than one variant. So if that's a case, then I feel like that would be a whole, different thing. Honestly, now that we're speaking about it, I wish they would have just gone the route of doing a 2-pack and giving you the civilian Wade Wilson where he answers the door, whether it be artisan, even if it's an artisan version where it's just like, the hair with the wig, but him answering the door with that Hawaiian shirt and then the khaki pants. I mean, and I know a lot of people it would be, kind of a very niche kind of figure there, but if they would have did it a 2-pack, people would have automatically went in on it.
I think that will be great. And again, we haven't seen the movie yet, so we know that more is going to come for sure. But I want to address a couple people on the chat. So Avengers Assemble says, would you guys rather have the original days of Future Past Wolverine or the yellow suit Wolverine?
Is he talking about the one that released a while ago that comes with the leather jacket, Days of Future Past one?
No, the ones that he's in the the superhero suit
Right.
from Days of Future Past.
I personally, and since I'm already talking now, I'll just go.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I interpreted. Sorry, Avengers Assemble. If that's not what you meant, but that's what I.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think you might be right. Like the other figure that came with the team suit kind of thing. I personally would like the yellow and blue one just because that's a fan favorite that people have been wanting for a long time, and it's almost akin to the cartoon. So every time I think about Wolverine, I think about the cartoon, I think about Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 and all of the games that I played with him in, and he's always had the yellow and blue suit. So for me personally would be the one from this movie.
What about you, Desi?
Now that I see the yellow and blue one, if I had to pick between the two, I'm probably gonna get the yellow and blue one, right? But if I had to pick, I would pick the Days of Future Past one. Because it's just darker. Look, it's more edgelord. That's down my that's what my preference, right? Like it still has yellow and blue. I don't want all black, right? Unless you're doing X-Force black and gray. But
yeah, I am more on the yellow side. I kind of like that look, but a bit better, of course. Stefano says, "Wonderful figures. As the Vigs in the house, I think Hescop and another set of eyes." Yeah, you know what? That's a good one because you see the little square there with here. That could be another set of eyes, and a Hescop, of course. I mean, it has to be a Hescop. What else can it be?
You know what I'm thinking it is? Besides the head sculpt, I think that's what it is, right? I think it's the head sculpt for the big square, but I think the small square is going to be something scene specific. We got to remember that these guys jump through a portal. They're dealing with the TVA. There might be something actually in the movie or in the script that Deadpool needs to be able to go through all of these portals. And it could be something as small as like a remote switch or something.
Or it could be the ring when you open the portal, when you put the ring.
That could be. I mean we've already seen that too. I mean, in past releases, what was it? Wasn't it the what came with that portal? I don't know if it was
wasn't Spider-Man?
I don't know if it was that, but I had a feeling that it was this guy, the Star-Lord. I thought it was Star-Lord.
Put a magnetic wig. That's a good one, actually.
I have to agree with the chat here. I think it's going to be a head sculpt and it's going to be eyes, right? But the eyes is probably battle damage, revealing like the Ryan Reynolds non-burnt head sculpt under it or something like that.
That could be.
Right, and those two things are tied, or something completely different. It has nothing to do with what we're saying, right? But that's what I
know.
I think.
Or what if it's a head sculpt and then the other, like the smaller square, is like a severed head or something because he gets his head chopped off, and it's just like
what a battle damage head sculpt?
Yeah,
like with a broken helmet or whatever mask.
Absolutely.
Avengers Assemble says, yes, the team suit one. I need help deciding. Yeah, it's a tough one. I personally like. Oh, wait a minute. He said the team suit one. Yeah, that's the one that Desi was referring one. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go with latest technology per se, obviously you need to go with the yellow one, right? Because it's the latest material, the latest Haskell, the latest paint up, right? If you want to go aesthetics and nostalgia, then probably Future Past will be a good hit. So it's kind of like a tough decision. Unless you're a huge fan, maybe if you can afford it, get two, man. Get both. Ivan Pantoja in the house. Chicago, present, my friend. Welcome. Greetings from New Jersey, sir. Hescop and hairpiece wig. That could be. It's kind of fun. Those little squares make the whole community talking about what could be.
Oh yeah,
it's insane. Like everyone, like, oh, this could be this could be that. But you know what? Funny thing is, like every time that I read and hear people talking about what should be, it actually makes sense. Like you feel like shit. It's only two little spaces, and we have a lot of possibilities, and all of them are like to the point. Like all of them are valid points. Give it that one.
And that's the thing. It's like, what if the only purpose of not showing you is to do that within the community?
Yeah, half the fun is speculation anyways, right? It gets community talking, right?
If they would have showed you everything, we would be talking about it all the way up until next week about what we think about the figure, rather than them not showing it, showing you what you're mainly going to get, and then throwing it on you the week or the weekend that the movie comes out, and then being like,
Right.
oh man, like that's what it was. You know what I mean? And it just drives sales even 10 times more. So
Now there is one thing, right? I actually just noticed it. So in this picture here, there's a little base, right? I kind of like this golden and black. I don't know about you guys. When we saw this, I think last week, Desi, when we were doing the show, I kind of say that this looks like golden.
Yeah, but we thought it
And-
was a light, right?
We thought it was light, and I said,
Yeah.
no, that kind of looks like golden, and I'm glad it is golden because it looks
Yeah.
freaking awesome with this red. Looks fantastic. But
Agreed.
then we have a special edition exclusive, and this is only if you are, I think, within the 500 people who pre-order this. You're gonna get this awesome base and these golden pistols, which I don't think is diecast, but we saw this on the trailer, I believe. The final trailer, I think he shows the golden pistols as well.
Golden Deagles.
And it is not available on pre-order yet. I was actually checking with Josh from Comic Concepts, and I guess they're still waiting for the go-ahead. Put it to pre-order. I know that you can RSVP now. But yeah, now in terms of pricing, let's say, okay, let's kind of like do the worst and the best case scenario. Okay, worst case scenario, this doesn't come with a head sculpt. It comes with another set of eyes and another accessory. Let's say, I don't know, freaking dildo, whatever. How much do you
never
think?
know.
You never know, man. With Deadpool, dude, you never know. How
yeah,
much
that's
do
true.
you
Or it could be a chimichanga. It could be a chimichanga.
Yes, it could.
be
You're
a
right.
chimichanga.
You're right.
Yeah.
Or spider webs. How much do you think this is gonna cost? Like in the ballpark, with and without the head sculpt?
Without, I'm gonna say, without the head sculpt, I'm gonna say 370-ish.
370. Okay.
I could be wrong, but
Without
I
you said,
suck at
wait,
that.
wait. You said without the head sculpt?
Yeah, that's a bad guess.
370.
I-
I think it's a lot. No?
Yeah, I suck with pricing.
Yeah, me too. So
I would say with the head sculpt though, I'd say like on the money, probably like 4 something ish.
You think so? Then that's kind of high. Man, the Hunter's gonna go bankrupt for sure.
Um,
What about you, Desi?
hold on, I'm cheating. I'm looking at Wolverine.
Oh, this guy.
340 or 350. I'm saying it's in line with Wolverine. Maybe 350 or 360 because it has the extra base.
Nice.
But remember, this is only if you are within the 500 people who pre-order this, I believe.
But you see, that's so sorry.
Oh,
I think that's only Hong Kong. I think Sideshow is gonna do a different number. I don't think they're gonna just do 500 for that special edition, or I think they're just gonna open up the floodgates. I think that 500 is only for Hong Kong. It could come with that head sculpt.
I could get that one. That would be fucking insane.
That would be great. That head sculpt right there at the top.
This one's here too. Like
That's
seriously.
gotta be it. That's gotta come, man.
I mean, I think that would be really good. But let's see. Here says take advantage of the opportunity. A special and beautifully crafted 1/6 scale figure. First 500 fans in Hong Kong who make a purchase on the 1/6 scale Deadpool collectible figure will entitle exclusive priority to secure this 1/6 mystery item before anyone else.
So it's not only the Deagles, right, and the base. It's the mystery item that will
Right.
only. Oh, I didn't know.
But
that.
I think
I'm
that's
sorry.
only for Hong Kong. So I think for the US and other regions, I think it's just gonna be like you guys buy it.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood. I apologize. Yeah, if it's a mystery item, man, I don't think it's gonna be like the head sculpt, and then only 500 people get the head sculpt, right?
That's true too, though, because
Like-
why would they do that and only, limit that much of something that's so important? People would
right.
buy it.
This isn't a Trooper that's limited edition, right? Like this isn't like the first time they're doing a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool head sculpt, and they're gonna limit it. Okay, and it's only gonna be in Hong Kong. All right. Wow. That's
So you know
ballsy.
what? Maybe it could be something that Deadpool uses or holds that like is in the movie that they're gonna make in a 1/6 figure format that is for 500 people, but then everybody else will get the head sculpt and then the other accessory. Like maybe that's just a super like, or maybe it's like, you know, something stupid like a die cast pendant that they're only making for Hong Kong people, like a coin or something, like a Deadpool silver coin or something. Like, I don't know.
That could be. That could be. Brick
True.
Artemis in the house. Could be a battle damage with mask, unlike Vader. Buying. Yeah,
Buying.
yeah, we definitely buying this thing.
What's up, my boy?
Clinton says, doesn't say anything about the special edition exclusive being limited, just that the first 500 get to order a mystery figure first.
Right.
Yeah, but you see, I think the translation could be misleading as well, because
Yes.
it could be, I mean, if you look at the picture, like, let me just kind of flash the pictures again. Like, if you look at the picture, says special edition exclusive, special design, blah, blah, blah. More Deadpool to reveal. So it doesn't kind of, I don't know. Like,
Which is the mystery? Like the mystery is the thing at the top, not the, that's not a mystery. It's a pistol in the base, right? So I'm confused. I'm so confused.
right. So, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I
I
think
think there's something else. I think it has to be like a coin or something.
Yeah,
Something.
I think it's something in those two squares. I think everybody's going to be able to get the regular or the deluxe with the base and the deagles, right? That's going to be available to
Oh, yeah.
everybody. But the first 500 people only from Hong Kong, because this
Only.
isn't, you know, anything for US that we know of right now, unless Sideshow jumps in on it and makes it a Sideshow exclusive thing. They're going to either get like, because you know, don't you guys remember like the claw machine game that they've been having at the movie theaters that has both pieces of Wolverine and the Deadpool like face to the heart? Like, it's going to be something cheesy like that, that's exclusive, and it's going to have like a Hot Toys limited branding on the back of it or something like that. It could be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
it
what
could
if
be
it's an
that.
exclusive T-shirt, like
True.
the
Who
Loki,
knows?
like the
They
Loki
had it before.
figure.
Yeah, they had it
I-
before.
I think if it's relevant, right? Like even if it's a coin, like I don't think it'll be exclusive to Hong Kong. They'll do the 500 there, and then they'll do another 500
To everybody else. Correct.
Yeah, the Sideshow, as they normally do.
Right.
Yeah, and honestly, I can wait until this is like, you know, available for pre-order, because that shit is gonna be insane. I can wait to see what else they're gonna do with this line. It's gonna be insane for sure.
Oh yeah.
But then Hato decided to do something kind of like good, but weird at the same time. And you know what I mean. So when I saw this, I'm like, what the I was like, what?
That was my reaction. I have no words.
I was like, wait a minute. Is this like for real? Like, again, nothing wrong. They can, I can see this this particular hologram more like an accessory. Like, you know, you have a figure that you have one life size or 1/6 accessory like this, you know, transparent. But to make it like on its own, I don't know, man. Like, Desi, what do you think about this? I have really mixed feelings. I mean, it looks good. I'm not saying that it looks horrible, but isn't that weird that they do this?
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I have no words. Like, I don't like. Look, it's whoever did this digitally, like the sculpture. Good job. You know, it's fine. I have no words. Why? Like. Again, just because you can, I don't know if you should. This kind of waters down the 1/6 offerings, in my opinion, as a brand. You know, I don't understand. Whatever. Look, if you like this and you or you just like the exclusivity of it, and you like that, cool. I just wow. That is definitely interesting.
It is very interesting. I mean, it looks good, of course. I mean, it's Hot Toys, right? It looks good. But I think they could have done something else rather than doing this. And now, we haven't talked about pricing. I don't know how much this is going to cost. I don't think it's up for pre-order yet. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think this was really needed. I mean, obviously, this. I guess if they did it, it's because there's a market for it for sure. But personally, you know, despite the fact that it looks good, I would not pay more than $100 for this thing. I don't know. Like I don't know. If it's like $200 or 199 or something like that, or close to $200, I will be very, very disappointed because this is really not. I mean, it's just a lamp.
Yeah, not even. It's just like
La lámpara.
quiero la lámpara, por favor.
No, déjame poner la lámpara aquí mismo ahí.
No, la azul, por
Una
favor.
flashlight.
Préndeme la lámpara.
I don't understand. It's just like, okay, you get this, right? Right? Are you going to put this next to like your regular Darth Maul? Like, are you going to put a night in the bathroom? You know, you have a little night light in the bathroom. Right?
And there's a USB one.
Piece.
Yeah.
Dude,
You're gonna put roses and flowers all around it.
Listen to the candles.
you put some candles. You're so like la 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 la.
Praising to the Almighty Sith Lord.
Oh shit! Give me the Ouija board. Oh man,
shit.
this is nuts, man. Yeah, it looks freaking terrifying for sure. But I mean, hey, the downside is like, actually, it's good that you can power via USB, so that's good, right? The problem is if you don't have electricity in your house, you cannot use this shit. So it's not gonna even help you to light up. Let's say you want to go to the bathroom and it's like dark and you have no light. Oh, let me use my flashlight. Let me use Darth Maul and see if it can help me. Nope. But nope, you can't. Shit. How much do you think this is gonna cost?
How much do I think they're gonna charge?
Yeah, for this.
Bro, $200
Well,
minimum.
sideshow tax included. What do you think here?
Minimum $200. I would not be surprised if it's like $250.
Yeah.
Because they can't give you a Hono price, right? Because this isn't Hono. This is still Hot Toys.
$300.
That's yeah, dude.
Ash, you killing
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm saying minimum 200.
I can see Howard Chan. All right, let's put price. This motherfucker is gonna cost $300.
I could see a 225 price tag on this.
155 sounds more.
You gotta remember
More
it's
like
limited too. So I would. I mean, look, this should be like $25, right? Or like $40 or something, right? At most. Okay, it doesn't even have like articulation like a Black Series. Okay, so but it's also limited.
Oh,
and it's
$1,500.
and it's got the Hot Toys brand on it.
Mm.
Right, so you can't just be like, oh, $100. I mean, they can, but I doubt it. Right,
And that's the word. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna see an email or a text message coming. All right, you're ready. Go to the line. 50,000 people in line to get 1,500 copies of this.
well, look, Clinton Martin says that the Hong Kong price is out. So if they follow that, yeah, 155.
So it's $120 Hong Kong price, but the markup adds
155.
another.
What is it?
Yeah, plus taxes, plus shipping. So you're talking about close to $200 for this.
That's outrageous.
Está caro.
Está caro, papi.
Está caro esa vaina.
Yeah,
Está caro, loco.
a little too much.
Está pricey for me, man.
Oh my god.
Hey, I can buy a statue, but I cannot buy this shit for $120. Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the fact that you can't pay it. It's like the fact that it's too much money for something that is
For
so
what it
simple.
is.
You know, but hey, it's limited. 25th anniversary, and you're probably gonna be online, like waiting online for a long time to get this thing. But Flavio, what are your thoughts on this, my friend?
Yeah, guys. When I seen this announcement, I just was like, kind of the same way. Why? I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I can just look past things if it's not for me, but it's a head scratcher, honestly, just because mainly the fact that it's a limited figure, you know what I mean? And that kind of goes in turn. I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to make it an automatic hit. If they would put this out and made it, you know, just a readily available release, it probably would sit, right? So Hot Toys isn't stupid when they're, you know, putting stuff on the market, but just I don't think anybody asked for this. I mean, I think this opens the door for certain things, but I don't know how many people would really pick this up, and especially for that price, any of the speculations that we put out there so far. Um, Arguably for me, Darth Maul is my favorite character in the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? But yeah, Clinton Martin said it perfectly right there. Force Ghosts. When I seen this, I automatically thought about Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, and all of the other characters that we could possibly get in this format. But for me, mainly, it goes for one. It's a light up function. So I don't know if anybody's really faking the funk here, but how often is your stuff on 24/7? So probably at least 85% of the time of this existence in your house is going to be turned off. The only time you're turning it on is when you're in your collection room. If you turn your stuff on and you just leave it on all day and you just walk out the room and
It's
you're
gonna
not
look nice.
you're just that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's people with CCFLs that only want to turn them on when they're in their collection room because of the fire hazard. So this isn't going to have that issue, but why would you leave this on 24/7? If it's something like on your nightstand or something, okay, that's cool. I think you got to be a real diehard fanatic, but at the same time, it's not an articulatable figure. It's just a, you know, it's a resin statue. That's literally what it is. But why would somebody want that? Like for me, I love Star Wars. Like I love it. But for me personally, I don't think the people that love Star Wars, they resonate with holocron like figures or like holocron images. Like that stuff is kind of like B-roll kind of stuff for me. Like it's like, okay, it's cool, like they showed up in the movies and stuff like that, but like having the actual character or the figure like to resemble, you know, whatever episode it came from means a lot more than having a hologram version, you know, of the figure. So I don't know, it's kind of like it's just not for me. If I had, you know, an unlimited amount of money and I was just like, all right, screw it, like I'm just gonna but I probably wouldn't even do that. I'd rather pick up a figure that, you know, is on sale on Sideshow before picking this up. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, Hot Toys has to make their money. They always want to do something different, but I think there were so many other things they could have done, honestly, you know. And the coolest thing for me is the base for this release is like, it's cool how you kind of have that little, you know, base around it, kind of like how it's emanating from the table or whatever the case may be. But the actual piece itself cost them pennies to make. You know what I mean?
I know it's easy money for them, but it's a good. I mean, again, doesn't look bad. I would not pay any price for that, just because it's. I think it would be awesome if they actually do another Darth Maul figure, but they already did one.
Right.
So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Definitely, people are gonna get it for sure. I don't think people are gonna pass on it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna sell out.
But you know, I think it looks good. Now let's move on and talk about, before we continue with the Hot Toys releases and all that. Let's talk about the famous list that was leaked. So I got this from Collectors Freaks. They shared this this picture here, and it is very interesting. This is obviously the Chinese version. This is, I guess, the original text per se, and then this is the English version. So here they're saying that they're gonna announce the Anakin Skywalker, right? Looks to me that this is gonna be an Artisan edition. This is DX Anakin Skywalker. I'm assuming it's probably Artisan. Dark Matter. I don't know what they mean by that, but it has to be the Dark Side Anakin. They send Deadpool, Marshall Earth, which I don't know. I think that I think it's a different Deadpool, which I'm gonna show you later. This is the one that I'm very, very excited about. The T800 damage parts. I don't know what they mean, but I'm gonna show you. Then General Grievous cast, I guess die cast. That's what they meant. Which that will be sick because Sideshow failed miserably with their Grievous. Then Wolverine, Old Man Logan, and this is from the last Wolverine movie, right? Or it could be a Wolverine, Old Man Logan from Deadpool as well, because remember looks that they're gonna be traveling, right? Then Superman, and this one is vague because we don't know what Superman they're talking about. Are they referring to the Batman vs Superman, or Superman Reeves Superman? We don't know, but I have some guess. I'll show you later. We have this Commando. What was the name? Scorch.
Yeah.
That was announced already. So 1 out of 1. Technically, probably 2 out of 2, but 1 out of 1. We're gonna say the 212 Airborne Trooper, right? Another one, and then Hono Tol, which I think they're referring to Hono Thor.
Ooh. Nice.
I don't know, but I'm gonna show you what I mean. What I think is gonna happen. So the first one is, the Dark Side Anakin has to be. I think is gonna be easy money. Let me know, guys, in the comments, in the chat, which one do you want to see first? Because it looks like it's gonna happen, and even if it's not a leak list, I think it's kind of like safe to say that this is gonna happen at one point, because we already got the light side Anakin. So Dark Side Anakin is one of them. The Artisan Edition has to be, because they do in a light side already, so it will make sense. Then they said the Deadpool one, and I think it's gonna be this Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
This one here with the long hair. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this is close to that? Or let's go back to Anakin. Do you think we're gonna see a Artisan? Based on the leak, of course. Artisan Dark Side Anakin, and if so, what would you add to that package to make it an Artisan edition? Meaning that you don't want to get the same base because you already got a base like this, but what could you add to that version of the Dark Side Anakin, for example? And any of you guys can start.
I don't think they need to add anything other than all they're going to do is the same thing they did with the first Anakin, right? They're just going to root the hair, maybe not even offer this base, because this was an exclusive Toy Fair exclusive. So not add the base and just add the rooted hair. And really, the figure's so nice. Like, I don't need anything else. Include the robe, include that. The base would be nice, but if not, cool. Like,
I just want some pancakes. And Jemima, hi, welcome. Leather. That's something that they should definitely, if they want to redeem themselves, this is their time. Give us a Dark Side Anakin Artisan Edition with leather, real leather, not just the rooted hair. Give me the same boring base. I don't give a crap. Just give me real leather, please. Give me something that we know is gonna last and we're gonna be happy to have.
If they can keep the proportions down, make it thin enough, that would be great. That would be them, taking the next step. And they've done it before, right? They've offered leather jackets, right? T800 and whatnot. So they could do it. So that would be nice. That would be nice. In terms of additional accessories, I don't think I need anything, but cool.
What about you? What about you, Flavio?
Bro, this is the one thing that's on the list that's got me biting my fingernails, just because I don't want to miss this. I don't. This is probably one of the first times where I would gladly go into the aftermarket and pay whatever they're asking, because I don't want to be that guy that doesn't have this figure. You know what I mean? It sounds very absurd to be saying that, but that's just me. I don't want to miss out on this. This has been something that people have been talking about since I've started collecting, and this is a figure that I've been yearning for a long time. So very, very excited if this shit happens. Excuse my French, but I don't know. I don't think that I don't know what they could, possibly throw in that would be different than the previous release. I think, like Desi said, I think they're either going to choose to update that base and make it, maybe a LED light up function and just say that, oh, this is the update for it, or maybe just not throw it in at all. They might also do the dark side route and throw in a coin or something like that of that nature and kind of make it special for you in that way. But I think it's definitely going to happen. Aunt Jemima, sorry, I love breakfast. Breakfast is one of my favorite meals of the day, but I don't think they're going to do leather. The only reason I say that is because once they start, they can't stop, and if they choose to make it a dark side Anakin with leather, that means any other Star Wars release would have to be leather, and that outfit.
Not all of them. It will have to be a artisan edition, right? If you want to get leather, you need to pay the price per se.
I don't think so, because I mean we've already seen the Indiana Jones that's supposed to be coming out, and that's a leather jacket, and that's not an artisan. So I think once they automatically,
DX, right?
Yeah, that is a DX. But I mean, once they announce that opens the door to people saying like, oh, those are the original tabards that any Jedi wears. Like, why isn't this leather, and why isn't that leather, and why isn't, you know what I mean? So I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think they're ready for that, and I don't think they want to give us that. The only reason they do that is because they want our figures to degrade on purpose so that we keep coming back. So I think that's the only reason that's why it's never going to happen. But they're going to just update that head sculpt and make it a light side, like the light side Anakin artisan. And they're going to change the eyes in it. They're going to, update the paint applications. They're going to give you the LED lightsabers that they've been, implementing on all the releases. And they're gonna have their way with us. But I think, what was the Anakin? It was 1,500, I believe, for the light side, the artisan version. I think it'll either be the same or no. I think it'll be the same. I don't think they're gonna give us 3,000. I think it's gonna be 1,500 units for the dark side Anakin.
Man. I don't want to see more exclusive, like limited edition for this.
I'm telling you, that's
yes.
And that's what really sucks. But the artisan Anakin was 3,000. I thought it was 1,500. I apologize. I think it's going to be either close to that or even less. And I think the reason they're going to do that is because they want the hype train. They know that's what everybody wants. The only thing that I ask from Howard and everybody, if you guys are listening, please make it either an art, like if you're making it an artisan version, also give us the sculpted version, just so if I somewhat, have to cry, myself to sleep that night, at least I have a second placeholder and I can get the sculpted. If that is, how the universe holds it, at least I have a chance to have one. It would suck to not have the rooted, but I just can't wait for it to happen. I can't wait to see the photos.
You see, Clinton Martin says, if they add leather to the dark side Anakin, would it piss off the people that got the light side Anakin without the leather?
That's also true.
Yeah, that's very true too. But then, they can kind of say an excuse. Okay, yeah, we give you the regular suit per se, and then with this one, we're just gonna give you the leather one is maybe a bit higher in price, just a tiny bit.
But you know
you never know, man.
How about the boots? I mean, the tabards are going to be leather, but not the boots.
No,
the belt
should do everything. I think, right?
Right, but then can they do it? Can they do the boots leather and still have his ankles, somewhat?
They're not. They're not.
They're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. I'm telling you right now, because every other Jedi or any other figure that's remotely looks like this, that has this kind of outfit, has pleather. So if they make listen, how old, and I haven't even been in, the hobby for that long. How old is this Toy Fair exclusive? 2018, right there.
2018.
Yeah, 6 years.
They're not going to make it a sustainable figure because they want it to happen again. And another thing is, don't forget the Obi-Wan series had that small flashback with him in there. So even if they do this version from the movie, they can throw a flashback dark side Anakin at any time again.
Yeah, they can actually do it from the Ahsoka show as well.
Yeah, so they can dilute it at any time. So I don't think that this is the only chance to get this figure. I just think this might be the only chance to get this updated figure with this base if they go that route and do all of that,
It's gonna be interesting. I just can't wait for that. But then the Deadpool one, this is the one with the long hair. This is again what I think, right, based on what they said there. But it could be anything at this point. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of Deadpools anyway, so it could be anything. I would not be mad if I see this version though, because this one looks pretty cool with the long hair and and the suit, like a samurai martial arts type of figure. Then General Grievous, right? And I think many collectors, including my boy Besker Kids, is probably going to be very happy if this happened. And I do think that if they're going to do diecast, it's going to be, has to be deluxe, kind of similar to what they did with IG-11. But I really hope that if they do it, they don't make the same mistake Sideshow did, which is mixing the arms, for example, like plastic, very fragile plastic. If they're gonna do the joints, do a diecast, man. Just do a diecast. That's gonna last. It's gonna be like longevity there. The cape has to be fabric, of course. And I think if this really happened, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick because a lot of people were disappointed with that Grievous, and when I got it, I returned it back because it was like shit. Even though they sent me the joints replacement, it was crap. It looked good, but it was crap.
Yeah,
so what are your thoughts on this?
I really didn't like the Sideshow one. Even before, like the last time they released it, it was a re-release. And I remember being on streams telling people, I'm like, guys, it looks good from far away, but I've seen this at my local comic book store. And when you get up close, you can tell like the quality of the plastics and those joints, like they don't do it for me. And I'm not one of those type of guys that it's like, I must have a representation of every character in my collection. No, I'm quality over quantity, right? Like It has to be, if I don't get a good product, I don't need to have a representation of the character. Sorry, it's got to be a good product, right? And that is subjective from person to person. But if Hot Toys releases this and it's, got the diecast, at least the joints and some of the, as I normally do with diecast figures, not every component is actually die-cast, but if they just follow that route, that'd be great. I'd definitely be down to get it if it comes out great, and probably will.
Yep. And I want to say hi to one of the members of the channel. Of course, we have 38 nerds in the house. Hey guys, did any of you get the Mark 6 2.0? I actually didn't get it. I didn't get it. Did you guys get the Mark 6 I'm sorry, the Mark 6 version 2 figure?
Nope.
I did not, and I'm kind of a little bit jaded about that. I really wanted to pick that one up. But
what is the one that I want to get that I'm debating myself?
Which one?
The one that was released not too long ago, the black and golden, I believe it is.
Really, the exclusive one?
Yeah, I like the colors. I'm like, shit, this looks very nice, like a good centerpiece figure, right? With a nice color.
The colors pop. You can't go wrong with black and gold.
Yeah, it's very like high end type of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
it looks really nice. And by the way, guys, please hit the like button if you're here for the first time. Please subscribe to the channel and, of course, subscribe to my friends here. And if you want to use your finger for something else, you can also become a member of the channel. So you have those options. We are open for options here. But thank you, 38 Nerds, for stopping by, my friend. I hope you stay. We're talking about leaks here, and we're talking one leaking, which is Grievous. Clinton Martin says Grievous already had that pic posted on the Sideshow website during the Dark Side event.
That's true.
When it was immediately taken down.
I remember
that. Very, very interesting. So it is, normally Hot Toys, or in the past years since I started doing, YouTube, I used to get like news about potential releases and possibilities of figures that were coming in the near future. Like one of them was what's the name? The Justice League one, Cyborg, right? When no one was talking about it, I said it and I was destroyed about it, and then it happened. And many figures, of course, hit or miss, of course, right? But at the same time, it's not that hard to predict, right? You can say, oh, Hot Toys is gonna do, I don't know, Thanos Iron Man version. That shit probably is gonna happen, man. That probably is gonna happen.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time, right? Like once you're doing
Yeah.
this for a while, you kind of start to pick up on, the trends. And, you know, my biggest thing is, aside from collecting, if you're in tune with the content that's actually coming out, like movies, TV shows, you can, after you've collected for a while, you can already almost be like, while you're watching the show, like that's coming out as a figure. Like I know they're doing that. I don't know if I'm one of the only ones, but I know a lot of people, when they watch stuff as like, oh, this figure is gonna get made. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a habit that I have now.
But interesting, man. Interesting. Then we have this one, Terminator. This is my favorite topic, my friend. I love Terminator. So they said T800 damage parts or whatever that means. I mean, I think we can safely say that it's gonna be a T800 battle damage version now. The question is, from which movie are we talking about? Is this from Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, Terminator Genesis? It could be anything, any Terminator. I think it's gonna be between the first and the second movie, and I would probably say 89% confident that it's gonna be from this movie, from the Judgment Day, and I really hope that they do that. I really, really hope that they do that, because I really want to get the Hot Toys version. I'm actually hunting down for the DX13, but I don't feel like paying that much money, man. Like, I feel like, fuck. Like, there's many times that I've been like this close to get it, and then I'm thinking, gosh, I don't want to pay this much money for this, knowing that they might get. And then when I saw this list, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off. Now I'm gonna hold off until this happens for sure. As Fix says, it could be also the Enden skeleton. It could be, but if I were Hot Toys, if I want to make it like for real, I would probably do this version, because this is a very high demand figure. And I think if they want to make it, let's say, with real leather or maybe Artisan edition, man, they're gonna kill that, man. How much is the DX13? Last time I was checking, it was high 600s.
Woo!
Yeah,
That's
brand
a pretty
new.
penny.
I saw one for about that much, brand new, and I was very close to pull the trigger. I said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it." But then I realized something. You know what? What happened if it comes with like damage,
Leather. Yeah.
You never
leather?
know with a figure that
Yeah.
old.
You know, it's gonna be like disappointed because I can't return it. That's it. It's as is. You know. But anyway, what do you guys think? Which one? If you are Howie, you are sitting in your room drinking your tea. Which version of the T800 would you do? I'm gonna start with Flavio.
Ooh. So I'm hella excited for this, yo. Like this, bro. This is what we're talking about when we mean something fresh, something different, right? Like, you cannot go wrong with Schwarzenegger. And Terminator, just the series itself, is just gold, right? Like, that is my dad's favorite, movie of all time. We always have laughs and talk about, different things that happen in the movie and stuff. But I don't know, man. I know you want the Judgment Day version, and I do too, because I think that's probably, my favorite look. But if I was Hot Toys and this is an ACGHK like announcement release, I would almost think that they would want to start at the beginning, like the DX2 that they made, right? So I think they're going to start with the first movie.
You think so?
That's just me, because I feel like they could go about it in any way. They could go backwards, right? Like they could do Judgment Day first and give you the battle damage and then the clean version, because there was a clean and a battle for both movies, correct?
Right. Yes.
So,
two versions of each.
So I think they're gonna, like, they know that everybody's been wanting Terminator stuff, period, like all around. But then you have the present toy version, you know, of this guy that has been coming out and all these other third-party figures that have been coming out. I think Hot Toys is going to start from the beginning and just work their way up. That's just me. That's just the way I look at it. That's what makes the most sense to me. I don't know why you would go Judgment Day first, even though it might be a more popular look. Yes, I get that, but regardless, you're going to get those people to buy it anyways whenever it comes out. So there's no reason to rush.
And imagine if Inart does it too.
Yeah, that's a possibility too,
You know?
but I don't. That on their end, it depends on the licensing. We already know Hot Toys has that, right? But I think they're gonna go with the first Terminator. I think they're gonna do. I don't know though. It's weird because why the text says battle. It says damaged, right? It says something about that.
It's a battle damage.
They might hit you with the battle damage version from just Terminator, the first one. But regardless of the fact, the way that I see it is if they're making anything Terminator, they're going to make them all again. That's just a fact. 100%, no matter how long it takes.
What about you, Desi? Which one do you think is going to be the one? This one or the battle damage for Judgment Day?
I'm hoping for the one from the first movie. That's the one I want.
This one.
Okay? Yeah, that one. However, I disagree with Flavio.
Ooh.
I think that they're going to release C2. And I think that they're doing it specifically because InArt has been getting a lot of requests to do Terminator.
Okay.
And they want to come out now and be like, oh yeah, by the way, now and they're known for doing this, right? Whether it's Jazz Inc. or InArt, and they're like, no, but we can do it too. And then they put it out, right? Or maybe just not to lose the license. I do agree with Flavio. If they're going to start, I'd rather have the one from part 1, right? I don't even need the one from part 2. I just happen to like the one from part 1. If they start with part 1, then yes, they will eventually go and do part 2 and part 3 all over again, right? I'm just talking about right now. Now, I still think that, like I said, they're going to do just T2 just because InArt is doing it. And if you're just going to do one, you might as well do the most popular one, right? And if they do that, they're not going to do all of them. This is just that. This is just to say, hey, take attention away from InArt. Remember, guys, we've got one on pre-order, right? And then, years down the line, 5-10 years down the line, they'll do it again, right? But that's what I think is going to happen now. But I'm hoping that Flavio is correct, though, because that's what I.
Now, let me ask you this: between the companies, there's a war here. Do you really think? And this is, from a general standpoint of the community and people, that collect and all of that. Do you really think that even if Hot Toys didn't win in the head start of making their Terminator figure first, do you think that would feed the need of people buying the InArt 1 version versus having a Hot Toys version 1 that they've been wanting a remake version?
No, it just depends, like before or after. Like,
right.
It's not about what this isn't about what the people want. Like, this is just, I think literally it's just
who makes it first.
Howard Chan is like, no, but I can do it too. Like, it has nothing to do with whether it sells or not. Like, it's just, but I can do it too. No, I'm going to do it. They're going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm Hot Toys.
I think it all depends of how they deliver the figure. Like, what they provide in terms of like the suit. I mean, not the suit. The jacket, the material, the quality of the material, the head sculpt, especially the head sculpt. I can see InArt doing a rooted hair Terminator for sure, 1,000%. With a nice, light up feature, battle damage, maybe multiple head sculpts, like 3 different faces, whatever. Like the deluxe package, right? With different base, different accessories. I can see that. I can see that from InArt. Now, Hot Toys is gonna play safe. So if they're gonna do something, it's gonna do exactly as the first release, a 2.0. They're probably gonna add 1 weapon and 1 extra bullet just to make it like a 2.0, and maybe improve a little bit on the paint application. Even though these figures, I happen to have this figure, a Hot Toys one, and the likeness is really good. I mean, if you think about how old this figure is, it still holds today, for sure. And same thing with the Terminator 1, the Technor. It looks freaking amazing. That figure is fantastic. And I can see InArt doing a version of that one. And maybe a naked version too. Maybe a 2-pack with the naked and with the clothing too.
You know what version they wouldn't make though?
Which one?
An endoskeleton, because they have yet to do a full diecast figure, and Hot Toys has. So
It could be that.
It
I
could
mean,
be that, yeah.
And let me say that let me go back a little bit. It's not just because they want to do it, right? But there is a little bit of strategy with Hot Toys. When Hot Toys does something like I was saying, right? There is like Hot Toys can put the T800, let's say it's this one or T2, it doesn't matter. They could have put it out at any time. I know they've got their production schedules and everything, but they could have put it out at any time. They've got the manpower. Look how many figures they release compared to InArt. But strategically, what you do is, hey, even if InArt has a license for this, they're probably not going to have the license to distribute globally, as we've seen before. You know how we really screwed them? Because at the end of the day, they're our competition. Let's just wait. We've got the T800 ready to go. Let's wait till we get around the time that they're going to announce it, and we announce ours.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
well,
yeah.
then, sorry. And I was going to say, you know what another thing is? Like, this is a whole tangent here, but like, even if InArt makes this, I feel like Hot Toys is going to, you know, their R&D, like it's, you know, it looks completely different, right? But like, it's kind of in that same era. But I feel like if they're touching on this, they're going to figure out a way to retool or repurpose a head sculpt and redo the Dutch figures from Predator.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible. I think they can explore more of the pop culture figures, the 80s, 90s figures. Yeah. I think they're going to do 100%. More than those. But Brick Artemis says, I think they'll do a lot of Terminator. If they do one, they'll do a few. And I do think, and I hope that Hot Toys does this version here. Obviously, improve with leather and all that stuff, right? But I'm going to wait. I have really high expectations, and I think it's going to happen. But this is one of those figures. I mean, I'm not going to touch about this one. Just put it here because, you know.
Nice.
But this one is a nice figure, by the way. I have it. And if you haven't seen the review, please check it out. I did a review. It's awesome. You need to watch it. And the Old Man Logan is this one from the Logan movie, of course. But now that I'm thinking, and I mentioned this earlier, it is possible that we may see a version of this in Deadpool as well. And maybe that's the version we're going to see. Again, speculation. It is possible. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Is it this one? Is it the one, like you said, Dante, is it the one from Old Man Logan, like this one we're looking at? Is it the version of Old Man Logan from the movie? Is it the Old Man Logan from the comic book series? Right? I don't know. Like, either way, I'd like one, so I'm happy. Yeah. I think it'll look good. It'll look great. So
I'm gonna say, all right, first off, did you guys watch the final trailer?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
Okay. So I think if they're already speculating that there's going to be multiple figures or variants from this movie, I think it's 100% going to happen just because from the final trailer. Sorry guys, spoilers. If you guys seen it,
cover your ears.
Yeah, cover your ears.
Your
like,
mouth.
I mean, everybody watched it, but everybody doesn't want to say like, "Oh my gosh, I watched the trailer today." You know, you watched the trailer. You guys seen that there was a flashback with X-23 in it, and it panned with Old Man Logan. They showed him in there, and it was clearly a flashback. So Hot Toys is just going to be Deadpool Wolverine branding with Old Man Logan, and they're just going to repurpose the head sculpt, give you the...
Put some white application. Here we go.
And they're gonna give you a beat up wife beater there, like we had from the Days of Future Past Wolverine that just came out with the leather jacket, like you see in this picture right here. Right. And boom, there you go. There's your Old Man Logan, and they might even throw you the black coat from the actual Logan film.
100%. You're right.
It's guys, don't. Yo, Hot Toys is not your friend. When you figure that out, when you figure that out, everything else makes sense. Like, they don't care. Like, they're gonna just make it, and they're gonna be like, "Suck it up, just buy it."
You want a Wolverine? Fuck you! I'll give you another Wolverine.
Literally.
Did you want a Wolverine? Now you're gonna have all of them.
They're gonna be like, "Go get a Wolverine, toma."
Instead of another cookie, is that another Wolverine?
Literally. So I mean, I think it's definitely gonna. Not that it's definitely gonna happen, but it's definitely possible. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, this is Deadpool's show here, but they have two very iconic characters that are touching the big screen again.
Right.
With Marvel being at a deficit that they're in right now, they have to do whatever they can to make this next long stretch possible. And the Marvel summer that they're trying to give us, even though they're giving us lampadas and everything,
I know.
they're going to milk this cow as hard as they can.
Oh yeah. Prediction is that this movie is gonna do good.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Based on the sales so far. I mean, it's gonna be a big opening weekend for sure. Reviews are coming slowly for the first 35 minutes, and they are very happy with what they've seen so far. So that's a good indication. I personally think you can't go wrong with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in this Empire, right? This is gonna be amazing. But just picture having old man Logan like this with a seamless body, with jeans and a tank top, with battle damage and blood. How awesome would that be to do posing and all that shit? It would be freaking amazing. And Hot Toys can definitely do that. They can do that.
And Dante, how cool would it be? Like you said, seamless body, right? How cool would it be? Okay, it would be seamless, right? But what if there was a way that you could take the seamless arms from this figure and swap it out with the arms from the other figure that you're getting, and have
For the
kind of
yellow
like,
suit?
yeah. So imagine like maybe they wouldn't be like a full seamless like the Bane that we're getting, and they kind of would have like breaks in the shoulder there still, so you have articulation, not full seamless. If they went that route, we don't know how he's gonna look, because if he has the jacket on, you don't really need to have that, full look. But if they gave you seamless arms that were more battle damage like this, and you could swap it out with the other one, and they kind of know people want to do that, how cool would that be?
That would be sick.
Very cool.
That would be very, very cool. Then we have now this one here. I put this one and also put Reeves Superman, because it's not clear what type of Superman is gonna be. Although I really hope it's not. I think it's gonna be this one. I really hope it's this one. So I'm going to the old one, to the Reeves Superman. I have a feeling that it's gonna be this version of Batman vs Superman that they saying in the leak memo there. Do you guys agree? Do you guys think it's gonna be this one or this one? Desi.
I think it's going to be Cavill again. In art, has theirs coming out. It's been on order for a while, and they're getting close to it. I'm assuming they're going to get close to now releasing a close to production picture of it, and this will be right in line with, hey guys, pre-order from us, right? Like, so, and it's going to look great, right? So I think it's going to be Cavill. I agree with you. I love Cavill. I have the in art one on order, right? From it.
Same.
Right, but I'd like a Reeves one, an updated Reeves.
Man.
And I know that in art announced Reeves as well. Like, we saw something, but like I actually didn't like theirs, so I'm hoping it's a Reeves.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be one of those that you like. Wait, why is Inor doing this and Hatos is doing exactly the same thing? I have a feeling that it's gonna be the case. I really hope I'm wrong. But Flavio, what do you think? Is it gonna be this one, do you think, or is it gonna be the Reeves Superman?
Well, both options are awesome. And first off, Brick, don't give me that shit. All right, don't you dare pass. All right, don't you dare pass. But I really love the Reeves. Like, I would like to have that, because that's an iconic figure that everybody wants to have in their collection, right? But dude, it's the writing is on the wall there, like Desi said. I think it's definitely the Cavill, and it's definitely because they already know that InArt is trying to do that, right? But also, don't forget, we seen a subtle hint of this guy in the armorized Batman version that we got from the BVS suit.
Yeah, I honestly think.
I think they definitely redid this figure. I think they updated the suit maybe to make it, you know, the hieroglyphs that are on the suit maybe a little bit more screen accurate. They might have, you know, updated the materials on the suit, but I think it's definitely going to be Cavill, just because I think they know that there's a lot more, you know, things on the market that kind of cater to this guy. Don't forget that you have the black suit and the Nightmare Batman that is just sitting there that people just, you can't even give away. Then you have the new BVS, the 2.0 figures that are coming out. So I think they really want to push with that. Don't get me wrong, I think the Reeves will come out eventually. I just don't think it's right now. I think it may be, you know, later on in the year. I was kind of actually not thinking about Reeves. I was thinking about Cavill, but I was also thinking about the new Batman that is coming out for the new DC line, but it's kind of too soon. The movie's not even out yet. So they can't really go that route, but I think it's definitely going to be the Cavill for sure.
Yeah, no, and yeah, I think it's gonna be. I really don't want that to be the one, because I think we have Inard already. But I can agree with this comment from Clinton Martin, and thank you. And guys, if you're still watching, please hit the like button. Help us out here. We need to make this algorithm to help us a little bit here. So
dale
like, and become a member.
It's right there. If you're on your phone, you might have to exit out of the comments and hit like, and then come back into the comments.
It's not that hard, guys.
You can use your finger as well and just say, you know what? I'm going to become a member. Let me just join. Okay, easy. One. Anyway, so Clinton Martin says, I think it may be Reeve Superman, since Inard did announce the Reeve Superman and Clark Kent. Hot Toys is going to release theirs first to take the steam out of Inard. And that's a possibility. And I can agree with this comment simply because when Inard showed the Christopher Reeve Superman, it didn't look that great.
Right.
It looked rushed to me. And Hot Toys already did a good job with the first version. I think it looks fantastic. Yes, it can be better, of course, and I think they can make it better for sure. So I really hope that Hot Toys does this version of Superman, not the Batman versus Superman. But we'll see. I mean, so far they are going to the right direction in terms of the announcements, and you know, now they have this other one. This is the 212 Airborne Trooper, part of the leak list. This one, I think we are all in an agreement that this is inevitable. I mean, this is I think they already teased this anyway, if I'm not mistaken. I can be wrong. I think they already teased this. No?
It's been in coming soon for forever.
Yeah, so it kind of makes sense that they're gonna do this one. So
yeah, it's. I mean, again, troopers are no-brainers. They do well even when they're sitting in stock. You know, it's fine. Yeah, of course, no-brainer here.
Yeah. I think this is inevitable. And then this is the one that I wanted to leave for the last. This is the Hono one that we think we're gonna see. Since they're doing the comic style, right? I can see them doing this. I haven't seen a tease or anything like that, but I think this is gonna be the figure. What do you guys think?
There was a tease, wasn't there? Was a tease for this guy and Magneto from Hono?
Well, Hono said that they were doing a Loki.
I could have sworn I might be me, but like either a name or something, and like there was
not a Loki, sorry, a Thor.
A Thor, yeah. Okay, so yeah, they did.
It's been in the coming soon, like that they've been doing
it. Okay.
That outline has those wings on the helmet. So
all right, no, so there we go. Okay,
I think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna do this, just mainly because the Hono line is more of the comic book aspect of the characters. And I think this has to happen before they do an Artisan MCU version. That's just me personally. I just think they want to cater to completing that line, or kind of going down that route of giving you more of the comic book accurate figure. And a Thor, you know, is something that, you know, they kind of really want to go about. But one thing that has me thinking about is that just this picture itself, Hono, adding kind of the seamless aspect, what does the price point look for Hono there with that?
Will it be seamless?
I would assume it would, because I would feel like, you know, if you're going kind of that just basic body visible joint route,
Yeah,
uh,
I agree. Yeah.
why, like, would somebody want to pick that up versus an artisan version MCU Thor? Like, would it just cause it to sit? You know, I don't know. I don't know.
Right. I mean, Clinton Martin says Honor said they were doing Thor, but then released black suit Spidey and brown suit Wolverine.
Yeah, yeah, and the Wolverines, granted, are already seamless, so they're already giving you that in that line. So why wouldn't they do that with the Thor? You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what else can they offer, right? I honestly think the most anticipated from that list is Darkseid Anakin and Terminator,
Yep.
the T-800. That's, to me, the ones that I want to see coming like tomorrow or Monday, because tomorrow they're probably not gonna do anything. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So then we have another announcement, and this is one of those things that you like. Why? Right?
Kind of like you see here.
Is it really needed? It's like, I mean, again, it's not horrible. It looks really good. I mean, we're not saying any in terms of the likeness, the quality, none. It's like, is it really needed to do another Joker on top of another Joker on top of another Joker? I don't know. Like, I don't know, Flavio, what do you think? I mean, it's too much Jokers, man. I feel like I'm gonna be laughing all day.
Well, I just have to say
That was a joke.
it's not about the
Thank you.
money.
Thank you, producer.
It's about sending a message.
Sending
Right.
a message. Is this
That's-
new?
That's what it's about. So, guys,
Wait, they use the same freaking base?
Yes.
they're using the
Get
same
the fuck
one.
out of here.
I kind of
This is a kit bash. The only thing that's new is the cape.
Dude, I don't know, man. I've had freaking 48 hours to freaking think about this. More than that, I've just been constantly, like, the first day I was like, what the hell is this? Then a couple hours later, I go back and I'm like, oh, it looks kind of cool. Like, I just have gone through so many emotions with this announcement itself. Again, besides the lamp, like, I'm kind of confused, but I'm not. It's like, this is kind of like, I told you so kind of a moment. Like, I should have knew that this was going to happen, but this right here, like, bro, I can't really say anything. I'm a sucker for it. I don't know what else to say. Like, Heath Ledger is
It's a
probably
gold. I mean, Heath Ledger is the best. I mean, I think we all agree that the likeness, the colors, and everything on this figure is really freaking good. But I feel like it's oversaturating the market with Jokers.
I don't disagree with that. I get what you're saying there, but you know, Heath Ledger is a super iconic character when it comes to, you know, being on the big screen. And he is my favorite Joker. You know, I might be a little bit biased, and I don't disagree with the oversaturation in the market. I think what's happening to collectors is that there's just too many companies hitting it right now, right? If it was spaced out, maybe it wouldn't be, you know, an issue. Maybe it wouldn't be kind of like so much of like a, oh my gosh moment.
Mhm.
But with this specifically, okay, you got the BVS version with the Imposter Joker, right? Which I wasn't around for, which I really liked as well. BVS wasn't my favorite kind of movies, you know, at the time, but I kind of slowly fell in love with them. But Heath Ledger is my favorite Joker. And with this, I'm not a fan with the reuse. That's my only thing with this whole announcement. I'm not a fan of the reuse, but at the same time, I'm the idiot because I thought that it wasn't possible, and it is. You know why? Because they have to constantly overturn this to make the money, right? And when I seen that artisan figure, the artisan Joker being announced, stupid me, why didn't I think that they were going to keep reusing this? Because the R&D for that head sculpt has to recoup. They have to make the money for that. So this isn't the last either. That's the one kicker that I want to get to. This isn't the last. But with this announcement itself, I was like, okay, you know, my thing is that it's not a movie accurate thing. Like it's just a concept kind of thing.
Right.
But I think there's kind of like a little bit of, reality to this when it comes to like the comic books. I think there's kind of like a part there where, this happens in a comic book line. Somebody can, answer that in the comments if you can. But for me personally, I love Heath Ledger's, and I've always pledged to like anything that's Heath Ledger, I'm just gonna go all in for it, just because, he's my favorite Joker. And yes, Fad Gadget, this is a kind of a play on a cosplayer, which I do forget his name. I was reading into that, over the weekend, and it looks just like the guy's suit.
Really?
I forget his name. It starts with a J, if I'm not mistaken. If somebody else in the comments can answer that too. But it looks great. I just don't like that they're reusing the artisan head sculpt. It kind of dilutes the fact that you're getting a limited version of a head sculpt.
And that right there is my little problem I have.
But the head sculpt,
I'm okay with them doing different variances of the figure. Again, if it's not too many Jokers going, like back to back in art, J&D, Hot Toys, it's just so much. I mean, I think we all agree that Heath Ledger was one of the greatest Jokers of all time.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I think they are just milking so much on this, and they can do something else besides this, And especially they just did a Artisan Joker with the same head sculpt, so it's like, what the hell, Like, I think the timing is not right. But again, Hot Toys don't care about our feelings. They want to make money, and they know there's gonna be a market, and this is a limited edition too, I'm assuming.
The only thing that I have to say is that, like, I think the head sculpt is a little bit different, compared to the artisan one. But I think that that's the reason to that is that they are changing that head sculpt every single day. And this is actually what the artisan is going to look like. But it still kind of looks a little bit different. But I don't like the reuse of the DX19, suit, But the cape looks freaking amazing. And the only other thing that I have to say is that get ready for the bank robber Joker, because they're going to use that same head sculpt for this as well.
I mean, I honestly would have preferred that one than this, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
for sure.
What do you think, Desi, on this one? Are you happy? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I think the look, everything looks really nice, colors and everything. Head sculpt amazing as well. But is it really needed?
I don't know. Like, I'm glad they made it an exclusive limited. I think they confirmed it's limited, right?
Right, 3,000.
Because like it's a good figure. The colors, like, this will stand out on your shelf. It really will. Like, regardless of whether it happened in the movie or not, clearly it didn't. It's just like a cool little art piece, right? Because it's so like Jackson Pollock suit, right? But that is amazing. But like, do we really need this? No, I guess that's why I'm glad they made this as the exclusive. They're only going to make a limited amount.
Right.
That's what really should be an exclusive, right? Not Scourge. I'm glad. I prefer exclusive every time. I rather have everything be exclusive. I'm one of those guys, right? The rarer, the better.
Limited, right? Exclusive.
Limited. Yeah, limited. I'm sorry. Limited. Like, limited to a certain, if I'm not going to get all of them, but that's fine. That's
we're
better.
Not gonna get all of them,
right?
Because by the time we realize we're working, it's tough to like be online and all that shit. It's tough.
But if
the timing is not the best either.
Yeah. But if they're not all going to be limited, I'm glad this one was limited, right? Because it's just like this offbeat kind of character. I do agree. I'm not sure I like the fact that they had the limited Artisan Joker and now they're repeating it here limited. But whatever, I'm willing to let that go. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, and that was my problem, that was my problem. And then they announced Clone Commander Scorch, and I'm gonna say with Debbie, Desi.
Close enough.
On this one. Jesus Christ, you can tell I'm tired. You can tell I'm like, oh my God.
Scorch. So this is a cool figure, but this is where, like, again, I'd rather have everything be limited, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if everything's not going to be limited, this guy probably shouldn't be limited. Right? This guy shouldn't be the limited one. It should be the Joker, right? Why would you make this one limited if not everything is going to be limited? Like,
Right.
why aren't all the other like troopers limited? Yeah.
Yeah, and this one looks like the commando one.
Right.
Yeah.
It is, you know, a bit different in colors and all that. And Easy has it, and I like it. And I was trying to get one. I mean, again, I haven't seen the Bad Batch, or I'm not into Clone Wars and things like that. But I kind of like the aesthetics of it. I like the look, and I like the fact that the helmet has that little blue light. Technically, it's not it's a light, but it's not a light. It's like how it is painted. Obviously, when you turn it on, it looks much nicer. But still, you can leave it off, and it will look like this. And that's what I like about it. You know,
It does look like he's wearing a one piece female bathing suit, but that's okay. I still like it.
very, very detailed on this one. Beskar Kid says he secured one already. Nice, man. I'm assuming through Timmy. What do you think about this one, Mr. Flavio?
Yeah, so I definitely love the Clone Wars and I love Bad Batch. I've watched both shows throughout the whole, seasons, every single one. I personally didn't go for the Clone Commando, the first announcement, just because it wasn't in my favor at the time. I just had, a lot of pre-orders going on, and it just was like, I'm kind of at the weird point where it's like I still want to get clones, but then it's like, do I really want to put into paying off and pre-ordering the clone when there's so much other good stuff that's coming out right now? So that's kind of where I sit with it. I really love this, and I know a lot of people been wanting, the clone commanders, just because of the video games and stuff like that. I really love the visor, the way that it looks, and it looks lit up and stuff like that. That's one of the biggest selling points for me too.
Mm-hmm.
But the Scorch again as well, I think he looks great. I love the color tones with the yellow and the gray. I think that plays, off of the other one that was, announced a while back ago with the gray and white. But for me personally, I didn't get that version. I don't think I'm going to pick this version up either, just because I don't have any of the Bad Batch figures, which, it kind of does sucks for me personally. But I feel like I can't pick up these guys without having the Bad Batch, the original 4. So that's kind of where I sit with it. It has nothing to do with the actual release itself. It's just a personal thing. I feel like if I would have the Bad Batch, then I would definitely try to go and pick these guys up to kind of flush out the line. But this is actually Bad Batch branded. So it's like, for me, I don't really... it's a personal thing. I don't really want to go for this, just not having them, so
this one here, I think it looks very nice, and I'm gonna see if I can get one just because I like it.
yeah, it looks
I'm
great.
just being very honest with you. I mean, I don't really care about the show. I just like how it looks, and it does have a nice presence too. I wish I can get the other one too, but I mean, I can probably get it, but I'm just kind of lazy to pay that much money.
Right.
That's the problem. I can definitely say I want it, I get it, but that's the only thing. But other than that, I think both look good, and I think this one is a good announcement. Personally, I think it's a good one. So far, out of the 3, I think this one is winning for sure. And then, oh my god, we had a lot of shit. My god. All right, so we're gonna do this one quick. So we have this announcement here. I am Groot. We got Groot. This one actually looks pretty cool too, man. I wish I'm into like Guardians, because that would be nice to have. But Desi, what do you think about this release?
Very nice. Look, I'm not into Guardians, right? But the figure, like, this is very cool here. The fact that you can interchange all these parts. It's very well sculpted from what I can see. I know it's a prototype, but still, it looks nice. It's a tree. It's a piece of bark.
It's a tree with
right?
A lot of arms and a lot of weapons.
This is look. This looks cool, right? I don't like the. It's the thing. Seriously, it reminds me of the thing. Oh
shit!
yeah. But like, look, the only thing the only negative here is like the wrist pegs, right, which are like a dark brown. It's kind of, in the last picture you kind of saw it. But look, I'm just nitpicking. I think it's a cool figure. Look, I'm not picking it up, but hey, I'm not hating. This looks cool.
It looks nice. I have to give that to Hot Toys. And I normally they nail these characters like this. Like you know, the previous Groots were nice as well. Now you can use, I mean, this one looks much better, honestly. Look at that. Actually pretty cool, man.
I like Beskar's comment though. That's not a bad reason to get it. It's true.
Yo, shout out to that guy, bro, because all of his posts on Instagram, bro, are he's got it. That's it. He got the best memes ever. Like all of his posts on Instagram make me laugh.
Beskar, yeah, no, he got it. He has a nice collection too, man, and good shit on TikTok too. If you check him out on TikTok,
great videos,
very nice unboxings, man. I like how when he does the poses, he does the he in the background he has the actual show happening.
Yeah, I love that too.
Padme, you see Padme here and Padme in the background. Like,
I love that.
And the colors, very nice, nicely
Great
done,
stuff.
my friend. Nicely done. I have to get in the show one day, Beskar, so we can talk about Star Wars. We can just do a special edition Star Wars, and I think we're gonna get something next week. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh, yeah.
And okay, Flavio, what do you think about this one, my friend?
Yeah, so I don't want to take up, a lot of time on this, but I love Guardians. I honestly love, my favorite one is 1 and 2. Like, I didn't really love 3 the most, but I thought 3 was a good, hurrah to the series. I think, Guardians of the Galaxy for the MCU has a little bit of everything for everybody. It has, a comical effect, it has good action, and it kind of has, drama in there. Kind of peppered in there as well. So I love Guardians. I think they're a great, gang of, heroes, and they all work well together. I personally would love kind of the original looks to Guardian. I love Team Groot. That's my favorite Groot. And I love, the original Star-Lord, with the trench coat and all of that. This Groot, he looks awesome. He's kind of like the like adult Groot, like kind of like the oversized, heavy set Groot. So I think he looks awesome. Anything Groot, honestly, is my favorite. But these figures, personally, for me, they just went waitlisted a little bit too quick for my liking, and I just wasn't able to pick them up. So that's the only reason that I just haven't gotten around to getting them. I don't know if I will pick them up, just because now I'm gonna just have to go aftermarket or somewhere else like that, BST and whatnot. So I don't know if I'll pick these guys up, but I wouldn't pick these figures up if I wouldn't be able to get a lot of the line. And for me, most of the line, I would definitely want to get this Groot with the Star-Lord, kind of for that one scene where they're going back to back, where he has this accessory out and he has all his guns and stuff like that. The Rocket and Cosmo is kind of like an extra throw in. It would be good to have them, but me personally, I like the other renditions of the Guardians overall.
Yeah, and I think the figure looks fantastic. I mean, if you're into Guardians, of course, that's you got to, right? You're gonna get, you need to get all those. But last but not least, this is a first, and I don't know if this is gonna be actually available for pre-order. Let me see here. This is a life-size statue by Hot Toys. Let's not forget the team of bonus, blah, 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 blah. Stay tuned for this. Okay, so interesting that it's funny. J&D statues doing figures. Hot Toys doing figures now, doing statues.
Yeah, never thought about it that way.
And they are going life size. They're going straight to the gut. But what do you think about this one?
Should I go or?
Yeah, you can go. This is the life size Deadpool.
Honestly, I really don't know with this announcement, because it's on the actual Hot Toys page, so it feels like it's an announcement / possible release. I don't know how they're gonna, they're gonna tackle this, because usually when you see it on a Hot Toys page, it means like it's coming. So I don't know if they were just showcasing the fact that they have these on, display in Hong Kong for people to take pictures of, because in the text it says that there's opportunities to take photos with these guys and all of that. I don't I don't know if I'm reaching here. I don't know if this is the first time that Hot Toys has made statues, because I thought that there were other times that they've made statues that were on display that were
They have.
not for purchase. So I don't think this is a first for them. But it's weird that they announced it like it was almost like a released for purchase. If they go that route, whatever that floats their boat, I think this is a very niche thing too, again, just because of the actual logistics of the product itself. Like, you know what I mean? This is going to be super expensive for a collector to buy. I mean, statue collectors are used to this, getting a 1/1 scale thing like this. So if they're doing this, I guess this just it opens the door for them to doing statues, I guess. But I think it's cool that, you know what I mean. I feel like this is a way of Hot Toys really utilizing their social media, right? This is a way that they're really trying to engage with their consumers. That, hey, I don't know if this is for sale or not, but we're letting you know that we have these statues that we made, and we want you guys to really enjoy this. And like I said, this movie is their blockbuster hit for Marvel, so I think they're really they're going all out with it. They want people to know that, any piece of merchandise that, comes from this movie, they want you to see it and, be able to take pictures and all of that for the people in Hong Kong. So I still don't know if this is up for sale. I don't think it is. But if it is, if anybody in the community does buy it, I'm going to be excited to see photos of it.
Yeah, I know. What do you think, Desi?
It did say there in the post that you can see these at our exhibitions in Hong Kong, right? It doesn't necessarily say for sale. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But look, I've seen some of this is not the first time they do 1/1s. I've seen their Doctor Strange and their Hulkbuster 1/1 in person in Hong Kong, and like
Awesome.
I can tell you, it doesn't look good. Like it looks good from far away, and it's kind of like those 1/1 movie statues you see at your local theater. It looks good from far away to get your attention, but when you get close up, like the details aren't there. Like the paint apps suck. Like it's just it's not as detailed as one of their actual figures, right? So if they're going to actually release this for sale, which I don't think they are, but if they do, then they definitely need to improve their 1/1. They're not. It's not like Queen Studios or whoever does their 1/1. Nowhere near that.
Which is weird because you would think like sculpting would be so much easier on a 1/1 because the detail is so much, like, it's bigger.
You would think.
It's digital. It's digital. So they just go, like, they have their digital file and they have to do some work. It's not as easy as going, whoop, but like it's still, they've already got a digital and they've got it at a certain size. They just blow it up a little bit, do a little bit of work, right?
So weird.
But it's what I'm saying is, like, if you were to get someone to repaint it as it exists, like the one that I saw, I'm pretty sure I can do a pretty good job. But as it came from the factory, it sucks. Like, it's not so much the sculpt; it's the paint job.
Right. That's normally what it is. But I want to say hi to Figurecraft in the house. Good evening, fellow collectors. Happy Friday. Thank you, my friend, for stopping by. I do really appreciate that. I mean, there's a lot. There's obviously way more, but I'm already destroyed and burnt and tired, and I know you guys too. It's fun. We hope that from the leaked list we get the figures that they said. I think all of them are spot on. I think it's a nice list. Again, personally, I'm looking forward for Darkseid Anakin and the Terminator, and why not the Christopher Reeve Superman if they decide to do that, because I think they will nail it, to be honest with you. But other than that, I think we have good releases. Next week, we should expect more stuff. Perhaps some Star Wars stuff happening next week. Just remember, will you hear that? And that's it. Flavio, my friend, thank you very much again for stopping by, for being with us tonight. What's going on in your house of collectibles, sir?
Well, thank you as always, Dante. It's been a pleasure. I had, so much fun with you guys tonight talking about all this, stuff that's coming out and coming up. But yeah, you guys can catch me on the House of Collectibles on Instagram and YouTube. If you guys haven't followed me already, please do so. I would greatly appreciate that. I do have unboxings that are coming up. I'm actually working on this guy right now. It's a pretty old figure, but we have the Clone Wars Maul. I know it's probably, it's been out for a while, but I'm very, very, excited to get this guy out. And I've been shooting, trying to get that all made up and, working on the thumbnail and stuff like that. So stay tuned. That's what's on in the pipeline. I got a couple other unboxings too, but this is the one that I'm working on right now. Also, if you guys want to also catch me over on Brick Artemis's channel, shameless plug here, catch us for our next show is going to be, I think it's this coming week, this Monday. And then after that, we have the big show on the 29th, which we're going to have a huge panel there. We're going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. Everybody on the panel is going to be watching that movie for opening week. So we're going to be, talking about it, kind of maybe possible spoilers at the end. Huge giveaway with Collector Zone is going to be hosting a giveaway there. So if you guys haven't already tuned in, please join us over there in the next couple weeks. And once again, thank you, Dante. Thank you for having me, and it's always a pleasure to be here.
Awesome, man. No, thank you very much. And yeah, step by my friend Brick Artemis. He does good stuff as well. Mr. Desi, I know that you're kind of going quiet on your channel, but I think you're planning something very soon.
Probably later this year. Nothing yet. I'm still busy with work, but that's why I like to take a little bit of time just to join these Friday streams, because one, it's Friday, everyone needs a break, and two, it's awesome to just be here, talk with you guys, be with the people in the chat. Just an awesome time. And thank you again, Dante, for the invite. This was great. So,
open, my pleasure. Always nice to have you guys here. It's fun to talk about this, and this is kind of like the relief of the week, right? You have a crazy week at work and life in general, and then you decide to do this for a couple hours, just to like talk about what you like and maybe what things that you were holding off for the week because you didn't have the chance to actually speak about it. So it's always fun. So what's going on my channel? I have the buyer pass of Deadpool. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. And also I did the review of this guy here. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Ooh, the red and blue suit.
The red and blue suit. Great Spidey. Figure. It is a very, very good figure, to the point that I'm gonna freaking keep in it, because I liked it a lot. Like, it was a very good figure. Check out the review. I'm trying to change up a little bit the format of my reviews to make it like more to the point and nice with the process and things like that. So, just bear with me on that. I have a couple reviews coming. One of them is gonna be the Batmobile, 1989 Batmobile. I'm waiting for that one. I should get it soon. Also waiting for my in-art Batman, hopefully soon. And whatever happened next week, you'll see it there. I may not stream next Friday. I have some family stuff going on because I'm on vacation as well. I might not, but still, just stay tuned. Follow me on my Facebook group, Six Scale Media, for the updates. Follow me on Instagram, of course, TikTok. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you like the content, please subscribe. We put content every week, multiple, shorts, long videos, live streams, buyer pass, you name it. I'm working on something else. I'm thinking to do a collection tour very soon as well, because I actually added a lot of figures to my collection. So that probably is going to happen sometime soon. Usually when I do these collection tours are usually around my 2 weeks vacation in August. So maybe next month you should see it. And of course, if you like to become a member and support the channel, please do so. We have different perks. If you become a VIP member or Platinum VIP, you are automatically enrolled to giveaways. And I'm trying to get a solid number of VIP members. So thank you for the current members. Shout out to them. Thank you for supporting the channel. We want to get more than 10 VIP and VIP Platinum members so we can start doing weekly giveaways. And it can vary. Obviously, the more VIP members we have, the bigger the giveaway, right? It's like simple math, basically. So yeah, if you decide to support, please do so, or you can just become a silver member as well. That still supports the channel. Anything you guys do supports. So thank you very much. Thank you guys at home on the chat. Thank you, Flavio. Thank you, Desi. Thank you, and as always, be well and see you around.